And, you know, if you guys can help us with some of these folks, right?
That's Patricia Scott. Oh, that's Steve Whittingham, our ops manager.
Yeah, as the time ticks to 7 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
And
there's the button.
Oh, wow.
Very busy.
There's Elliot Weiser. Yeah, there was a bunch of us crowded in that little space.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the inaugural evening of Bay News 9. Hey, let's talk weather. For the last 2 nights, we've been blasted with thunderstorms around the Tampa Bay region.
With your news all the time. Serving Tampa Bay 24 hours a day. This is Bay News 9.
Good evening. I'm Patricia Scott. Welcome to the premiere of Bay News 9, Tampa Bay's only 24-hour local news channel. More about us in a few minutes, but first, our top story. The mayor of Tampa becomes a crime victim.
With your news all the time. Serving Tampa Bay 24 hours a day. This is Bay News 9.
Good afternoon, Tampa Bay. I'm Al Rochelle, and you're watching Bay News.
With your news all the time. Serving Tampa Bay 24 hours a day. This is Bay News 9.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jenny Dean. Here's what's making news at this hour.
With your news all the time. Serving Tampa Bay 24 hours a day. This is Bay News 9.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jenny Dean. Thanks for watching Bay News 9.
Good morning, everybody. We've got a very special report for you here on Bay News 9. Take a look at the shot from Sky 9.
Coming up, a jumper, a car on fire, and a burned body. The mystery on the Skyway still puzzling investigators.
So he said, grab the life jackets, we're going to hit the water.
The words no passenger wants to hear. The Bay Area couple who defied the odds speaks out. And after months of bickering, it comes down to a vote today. Will Tampa's tent city get new legs?
Now from your news channel, the morning's first news, traffic, and weather on the nines. This is Bay News 9's Your Morning News.
Good morning to you. I'm Erica Riggins.
And I'm meteorologist Julie Marquez.
So glad to have you with us on this Tuesday morning, October 13th today. We'll get to those headlines, but Julie first.
Still facing criticism of the federal response to Hurricane Katrina, President Bush returns to New Orleans to meet with his relief team and tour the area. The Atlantic hurricane season reaches its peak with Ophelia bearing down on the Carolina coastline. And confirmation hearings begin for President Bush's choice to be the next Chief Justice of the United States.
Now from your news channel, the latest breaking news, county by county coverage, and weather on the nines. This is Bay News 9.
Good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on Bay News 9, your news channel. I'm Jenny Dean. It is Monday, September 12th.
Now from your news channel, the latest on the day's top stories, county by county coverage, and weather on the nines. This is Bay News 9's Your Evening News.
Good evening, I'm Rick Elmhorst, and thank you so much for joining us here on Bay News 9, your news channel.
We've got breaking news now on Bay News 9 as we come up 3 o'clock is our hour.
Sirviendo la bahía de Tampa 24 horas al día. Bay News 9 en español, noticias y el tiempo al instante.
Amigos, bienvenidos a Bay News 9 en español, noticias y el tiempo al instante. Yo soy Grisel Marino.
Is your morning news from your news source. This is your midday news. From your news source, the latest on the day's top stories, county by county coverage, and weather on the nines. This is your evening news. Now, the latest breaking news.
Hola amigos, bienvenidos a InfoMás, su canal de noticias e información. Les acompaña Blanca Gómez. Comenzamos con los titulares del día. Investigan una presunta agresión sexual en Tampa. En Tampa, autoridades investigan una presunta agresión sexual ocurrida contra una mujer.
From Bay News 9, the morning's first news plus traffic and weather together. This is your morning news weather now. From Bay News 9, the morning's first news plus weather. This is your morning news weather now. From Bay News 9, the latest breaking news, county by county coverage, plus weather on the nines. This is your midday news weather now. From Bay News 9, the latest on the day's top stories, county by county coverage, and weather on the nines. This is your evening news weather now. From Bay News 9, the weekend's first news and weather. This is your morning news weather now. Now, the latest breaking news.
Your morning news is presented by your Southern Chevy dealers, giving you a great deal on your next Chevy.
Now on Spectrum, Bay News 9, search and rescue efforts continue today in Surfside. First responders from right here in Tampa Bay and beyond coming to help in the wake of that deadly condo collapse. What you can do for these families. Plus, the Biden administration laid out its plan to fight violent crime. We are breaking down the numbers here in the Sunshine State to see what's changed over the last year. And are you ready to be the Thunder? Tampa Bay will be cheering on the Lightning in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight. Go Bolts! A look at the competition. Your morning news starts right now. It is 4:59 on this early Monday. I'm Erica Riggins. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Right now on Spectrum Bay News 9.
I come to work in the mornings and I'm already 10 steps behind.
Now that classes are back in session, teachers are trying to get used to teaching online and in person at the same time. And they say it is overwhelming. Good to have you with us tonight, everyone. I'm Holly Gregory.
1:45, Chuck Henson in for Rick Elmhorst. Rick will actually be back in this seat in just a few moments to continue our breaking news coverage of a failed aircraft landing.
All right, here we are, 9:06. It's not our typical time. Usually we come on at the 9s, obviously, but if you were watching us just at the top of the hour, Mike Clay and myself were on the air.
At 5:30, Chuck Henson is following breaking traffic news for us, and I-4 still shut down that portion, Chuck?
Actually, we've got a lane open now, so there's the update we want to pass along to everybody.
Está viendo Spectrum InfoMás. Soy Liz Ébora, ante la llegada de puertorriqueños que se mudan a la Florida.
I'm Holly Gregory, and this is your Spectrum News in 90. Everyone, I'm Holly Gregory.
And I'm Rick Elmhorst. This is your Spectrum News in 90. We are seeing lots of storm damage. And
Good afternoon, I'm Josh Robb, and the big story right now, the political future of House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
Good evening and welcome to our first edition of Sports Connection. I'm David Logan.
Well, good evening and welcome to the Dodge Sports Connection. I'm your host, Bob Alvarez.
Dodge Sports Connection.
Well, good evening. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks a lot for joining us for the Dodge Sports Connection. I'm Bob Alvarez.
Bay News 9 Sports Connection Extra.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for as a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. For the first time in team history, you can honestly say the Buccaneers are in the Super Bowl. Hi, everybody, and welcome. January 19th, 2003 will go down as the greatest day to this point in Tampa Bay sports history.
This is the Toyota Sports Connection. Now, here's Rock Riley.
From Bright House Sports Network, this is the lineup.
Coming up on the lineup, the Rays get back to business after last night's loss in Colorado. We'll have highlights from today's series-deciding game against the Rockies.
You'll get that story coming up in the lineup.
All this and much more as the lineup starts right now. Well, good Thursday evening, everybody. Glad to have you here. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Buren.
And breaking news from Bucs camp tonight, middle linebacker Barrett Roode has taken his game to the Tennessee Titans. It's only a one-year deal, but he is expected to be the starter. Barrett Roode, the Bucs' leading tackler the past 4 years. He's had contract issues the past two with Mark Dominic, and it appears Roode waited for a deal that the Bucs simply never gave him. We welcome you to the Toyota Sports Connection. I'm Drew Felios.
Well, Bucs head coach Lovie Smith is sticking with Josh McCown at quarterback. Despite the Bucs being out of playoff contention, Smith is going with the veteran.
The Rays are looking for their first win of the spring. Would they get it today? We'll show you highlights from Port Charlotte. The road to Rio runs through Central Florida as 18-time Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps is back in town. And the Orlando City Lions getting all set for their season to begin. What can fans expect on the pitch? It's straight ahead. Welcome to your sports tonight. I'm Rock Riley. How about some spring training baseball, huh?
You can't just show up and expect to win, period. There's too much talent for this not to get turned around. Hi, remember me? I'm a victory. That's a statement right there. Let's go.
I got to admit, Mondays usually are my favorite day on this show because there's so much to talk about from the weekend.
The Rays AL East Tour makes a stop in Beantown. Welcome to your sports. I'm Rishi Barron.
Spectrum Sports 360, driven by your local Honda dealers.
Tonight on Spectrum Sports 360, Dan Mullen, new man in Gainesville as the Florida Gators choose their next head coach. The story and your reaction tonight.
So where does that leave Scott Frost? Did the UCF coach snub Gator Nation? What now for one of college football's hottest coaching candidates?
And a record-setting day for Julio Jones as the Buccaneers are burned in Hotlanta by the Falcons. Highlights and reaction from today's loss. Spectrum Sports 360, ready to roll. Here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome on in to Spectrum Sports 360 on a busy Sunday night. I'm Mike Aarons. Glad you chose to hang out with us.
And I'm Lindsay LaCorey. We start with breaking news.
I'm Mike Aarons, and this is your Sports Minute, brought to you by personal injury attorneys at Farah & Farah.
I'm Olivia Stacy, and this is your Sports Minute.
Presented by your Tampa Bay area Volkswagen dealers. Drive bigger.
The Royals are in London, and you know I'm talking about Trevor Lawrence. After these past 2 weeks, crown him.
We will rebound and we'll be better in the second half, but obviously today, not good at all.
Not great, Bob, and definitely not the start that UCF was hoping for as a Power 5 team.
Swung right, this is for Holson. 3 in the middle of the way for. Here's the cross. Great header! Duncan Maguire!
In his bag. We've seen it all season in Orlando, and now the country and even the world are going to be on notice. Plus, this woman right here, she looks like someone you might not want to mess with.
We took take the dogs that are the throwaways. Most of them have been found literally in the dumpster.
And that is why looks can be deceiving. Clearly I'm wrong. A heart of gold and a love for dogs. How she's helping give some good boys and some good girls a second chance. It is Sunday on the 360, so let's have a show.
You're watching Spectrum Sports 360, presented by Spectrum One.
London's got themselves a new favorite NFL team, and it comes from the royal grounds of Duval County. What is up, guys, and welcome into the 360. I'm Danielle Stein. I'm Danielle Stein, and this is your Sports Minute, sponsored by Spectrum One. And don't look now, but the Orlando Magic are undefeated.
Just over a week until the new president is inaugurated, we'll take a look at a local power couple about that big event.
From the newsrooms of Bay News 9 and the St. Petersburg Times, welcome to Political Connections.
Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Al Rochelle, as always, joined today by St. Petersburg Times political editor Adam Smith, who will introduce our guest. Hi, Adam. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos a Revista InfoMás. Les saluda Paula Machado. Aquí un vistazo a los temas que le tenemos preparados para el programa de hoy. Amenazas cibernéticas muestran la importancia de proteger nuestra data. La decimos como en solo minutos. Como de costumbre, así comienza su revista InfoMás. Recientes ataques cibernéticos nos han mostrado la importancia de proteger nuestra data en el Internet.
From the newsrooms of Bay News 9 and the Tampa Bay Times, welcome to Political Connections.
Hi there, everybody. I'm Al Rochelle. Thank you so much for joining us for this week's edition of Political Connections.
This special edition of Political Connections, the race for Attorney General, is brought to you by Jim's Famous Steaks.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of Political Connections. I'm Al Rochelle.
And I'm Yvette Brusoal.
And I'm Tampa Bay Times political editor Adam Smith.
Covering the political landscape along the I-4 corridor. Welcome to Political Connections.
And welcome back to Political Connections. I'm Al Rochelle. You know, the election for governor isn't until 2018.
I'm Chris Ingram. Welcome to Common Ground. I'd like to welcome back our guest host to the show, Alan Clendenin of Tampa. Alan, welcome.
Thanks, Chris.
Right now on Political Connections.
Moment, we must be crystal clear. We stand with Israel.
Personal for us here in Florida.
We have the second largest Israeli American population in the country.
From the national to the state level, we have reaction and response to the Israel-Hamas war. Plus,
he's falling, like I said the other day, falling like a very badly injured bird from the sky.
Former President Trump weighs in on Governor Ron DeSantis' political future beyond 2024. And Florida Chief Financial Officer talks about Florida's property insurance. And spoiler alert here, don't look for lower rates anytime soon. Jimmy Petronas is our guest this week on Political Connections. Everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Holly Gregory. It is Sunday, October 15th. Let's get started. Our top story.
So we're seeing positive indicators in a lot of areas, but it's going to take time for any kind of positive indicator to reach the consumer.
That's Florida's insurance commissioner basically saying, sorry, not yet. Your home insurance premiums aren't going down anytime soon. And coming up, I speak with Florida's chief financial officer about what homeowners can expect. Stay with us. Political Connections. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I sat down this week with Florida's chief financial officer to talk about Florida's troubled insurance market.
Welcome and thank you for joining us today. I'm Jeff Butera. This Sunday, July 30th for Political Connections.
Experts tell us expanding international trade is vital to growing the economies in Tampa and Orlando. And now there's a program to do just that, the global economy. We're talking about that today. This is In Focus. International trade is big business in Florida. And we welcome you to In Focus. Hey there, I'm Allison Walker. So yeah, we're coming up on a milestone year in Lakeland, just off of I-4, of course. And 2024 marks 10 years since Florida Polytechnic University opened its doors to students.
You're watching Bay News 9, your news source, an exclusive channel of Bright House Networks.